All right, so everybody's got a style of rigging a ballyhoo. Pin rigs, swimming ballyhoos, whatever. For us, a simple style ballyhoo, charter boat style, we never really used a pin rig. I always used a basic swimming ballyhoo with a lead, 3/8 ounce lead, which you're gonna see me use in the video. But realistically, making a ballyhoo rig itself should take you no more than 2 minutes. I'm gonna go through the ingredients real quick, then we'll rig one. Then we're going to put it next to the boat and see if it actually swims and what it looks like. But it's a simple way for guys who really want to take the time to do their own rigging. So come on over here, Jeff. Let's talk about it real quick. All right, so ballyhoo, medium-sized ballyhoo out of the bag. They never really put them in with the fin the right way. So cut those fins off. Either way, it's one less thing to go bad on the bait. So we generally cut those off. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the bill here, leave a little bit for your wire, snap it, and pull it from underneath. You see that little piece of meat that comes off, okay? Thirdly, you can leave some of the eye in, but you want to get the gases out of the eye. So some guys will take the whole thing out. You can get that eye out. Just go ahead and pull it out. Some guys use a screwdriver or an ice pick. But make sure that, again, you got clean look to the ballyhoo, and what happens is the gases inside the eye swell. So as the longer you fish the bait, the more that it has a chance or an opportunity to spin. So go ahead and get those out, okay? Get all the entrails out of the ballyhoo through his anal cavity there by pushing and starting here. So slowly push down, and if you can look up here, the green stuff's coming out the back. Slowly, don't push too hard to ruin the bait. Clean them off, and you're pretty much ready to go. Nice looking ballyhoo, so let's make the rig for this. 80-pound clear is what I'm going to start with. 5 feet is plenty. Pull yourself off 5 feet of monofilament. Nice pair of cutters. Cut it, get that out of your way. That's number one. The appropriate crimp. You good on me, Jeff? Go through. The appropriate crimp for 80-pound mono. You're going to put your 3/8 ounce lead on. You're going to put your hook on. 34007 or 3407, either way, stainless or non-stainless version. You're going to go into the crimp. And anytime you make a rig, if you want to, don't be afraid to leave a little extra to make it easy for you. So we're going to get a little bit of space. Take a look at it real quick. That's what it's going to look like before you actually crimp down on the crimp. Let's grab our crimper. Second hole. Straight up and down. We're going to crimp. And crimp there. So you got your crimp, you got your lead, and you got your hook. Now, what you see here, heavy duty. So when we look at this bait, get the crimper out of here, we look at the bait, we figure out the length of the rig itself. Okay, obviously you got your crimp, you got your lead, and your hook. So I always want this piece of wire on this side of my eye on my hook. So go in, take the end of it, do a little haywire twist here. 3 or 4 times, and that holds on your heavy duty wire. Now again, prior to rigging it, your rig is now ready to go. Wires on this side, there's your hook, you got your slide lead, and you got your crimp holding it. When you look at this, okay, you're looking at where your hook's going to come out. Where my left thumb is where that hook's going to come out. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to mark that spot right here, and I'm going to go for that hole. Once I go to rig this, I'm going to go here on the left side, okay, inside the ballyhoo. I'm going to pull down. Be careful now, go slow. Push down until you can see that hook touch that spot. Once you get to this point, turn the hook sideways to pull it by the gill. So you pulled it in. That's what you're looking like so far. Now, at this point, holding your hand back up just a little, Jeff, when you hold your hand to rig this, open the gill plate a little bit and use your hand to push that hook this way. You don't want that hook to be rigged this way because you'll have a tendency with this wire to pull when I go around the back, and it'll make that hook sit weird. So be conscious that the hook is down, go around the gill, go around the other gill, come back to the front of the bait, go around it on my side, go up through, bottom of the bait, and then you're going to go out the top, underneath, out the top, right through the little pin there, right in front of the crease of the ballyhoo. You're going to pull that tight. Put your lead there, pull it tight. Again, noticing that this here is pushed a little bit this way. You're going to come tight here, go around one time to secure your crimp. You're going to go here through the eye socket. You're going to go behind the lead here, behind the lead and through the eye. This is holding the lead in place. Squeeze down on that wire and push that lead perfectly centered. Now go in front of the lead here. And then the remainder will wrap here on the front. So 1, 2, 3, and as in front of your crimp, 1, 2, finish it off nice and smooth. So there's your bait, okay? Make sure your hook's nice and good. There's a rigged ballyhoo. And finishing up, obviously we got to put a crimp on the backside. Some guys will elect to put a chugger or an islander or something on top of the ballyhoo, and now would be the time to do that. Just remember though, when you have a swimming ballyhoo, the lead that you have inside the ballyhoo has really made it swim. So sometimes if you put this big chugger over the top, you're not going to have the same swimming action. So a swimming ballyhoo in essence really has nothing on top of it. All I'm doing now is putting a loop on the back side of the bait, pull it tight. Some guys love to tie a perfection loop. Me, I'm a crimp guy on 80-pound test. Second hole, right in the middle, okay? And I'm crimping my rig. Now, obviously, before I put this in the water, okay, couple things. Number one is, if you see that you're bound up at all, and your hook needs a little play, always look at the bait a little bit more, see what you got. But this bait is looking pretty darn good so far. Got your lead, got your wire, seems balanced, hooks coming out. So one of the things very important I'm going to tell you now, breaking the back on a ballyhoo, giving that limberness to be able for that thing to really work. Don't ever do that until you go to put the bait in the water. Here's the mistake. If you break the back on a ballyhoo and you sit it in your bait box, what happens is it starts to deteriorate much quicker. It starts to rot. So if you don't want the rotting process, you want to delay that, don't break the back until you're actually about to put it in the water. At that point, you're going to start up here at the top, Jeff. We're going to slowly just pinch, and we're going to work our way down towards the tail. And you can kind of see the scales come apart there. It may pop a little, but that now you can see that bait is really, really loose. It looks awesome. Let's stick it on a rod and see what it looks like. When you're dealing in ballyhoos, don't be afraid to get it next to the boat. Let's see what we're dealing with and see how it swims. There you go. That one looks pretty darn good.